I was at a very, very bad place. And I'm so happy now that I am over it and able to just feel like I'm back into grace myself, which is the happy person that's always laughing, always dancing, always, bubbly, and back to myself.
Hey everyone, welcome to BET Talks. My name is Unique, and today we are with Grammy-nominated Spice, Queen of Dancehall. Let's get it right. And let's talk about how you became the queen real quick, because you've been doing this since you were like 14.
Yeah.
And you came up in like the battle.
Coming up in the battle, it's like clashing against even male artists live on stage. So I come from the era where, I'm going to go up on stage and me spit lyrics clashing against male artists in the business. So that's how long I started. And so that's why even now it's so easy for me to like just flow on these rhythms that they have, because I'm born to do this. I've grew up doing it, like live performance on stage. So I've been in the business for 25 years. That's why my album is celebrating 25 years. It's not because I'm old, it's because I started young.
Yes.
So 25 years is a long time, and coming into now becoming the queen of dancehall, I don't take it lightly because there's so many talented female in Jamaica. So to be the head leading of the genre, it's like a great milestone. It's like, I'm elated. I'm humbled also by it because, like I said, there is so many talented women from Jamaica.
And your performances are what a lot of people speak of, because they talk about like how you used to, like you dagger men and all that. And I just want to know, like, what was the first time you did that? What was the reaction? Because people are used to it, but the first time you did that.
Oh, wow. The first time I did it, I'm not going to say I remember the very first time I did it, because like I said, 25 years is a long time. But I remember when I used to do it, I used to get backlash for it. And I even still do, because a lot of people culturally, some people may not understand that dancehall country is it's explicit. It comes with a lot of gyrating at the waistline and movements. And so sometimes when they see it, even now they'll put it up and say, oh, this is like a boxing match because of how aggressive we dance with each other. So there's still backlash from it even now. But back then it was even worse because people was like, oh my God, what is happening? And I'm talking about climbing on a speaker box, jumping off, dropping and falling on top of a male, and he's acting like his bones is broken off in pieces. So I'm talking about, crazy stunt things, I saw we're performing in Jamaica, we climb up into the trees and do acrobatic things.
No fear?
Yeah, no fear. I have him neck squeezing him throat like I'm about to strangle him, but I'm really dancing with him. It's very aggressive. So I still get backlash sometimes, even when I post the videos. They're like, what the hell is happening here?
I honestly think that's amazing, because like, I'll be scared, like jumping off a speaker, and then like I'll be afraid you hurt somebody. Has anyone ever done that?
I slip out my knee a couple times.
Ooh, okay. But I will say, like, the first time I really remember hearing of you, I probably like first came to New York, and that's when Romping Shop remix came out.
Oh, that was a moment.
So let's think about that moment.
It's a moment. Well, big up to Vybz Kartel, of course. Yes. He's the mastermind behind Romping Shop. I remember when he called me to do that song. At first, I was like, it's kind of slow, because he literally changed the era of dancehall at that time, 2009. And I don't think he himself think that Romping Shop would have been so big, because we did it on Neo's beat, Miss Independent, at the time. I guess we were just, vibing too. The song was really hot at the time. But when I tell you, when we did that song, Vybz Kartel called me. I remember we were coming from Guyana, and we did the song the next day, and by the next day, the whole world was calling me, and I didn't know what was happening, like, to my career. So I always tell people that I'm so loyal to Vybz Kartel, because it gives me a big, giant jump up the ladder. That song, Romping Shop, it went on Billboard charts, and it was just crazy. And I don't know, I feel like Vybz Kartel kind of just changed the dancehall era in that moment when Romping Shop came out.
Girl, that joint went diamond in the Rolling Basement party.
And it still does.
It still does.
Let's be very clear. When I perform that song worldwide, it's still an anthem.
Yes, it is. And speaking of vibes, like, he's supposed to be getting out soon, which I know.
Free word, boss.
Are you going to be a part of the party that's being thrown?
On my eyelash, on my head, on my forehead. Yeah, I mean, first I remember just recently he was supposed to be out because I don't know why he's not out as yet. I stayed back in Jamaica. I have my pot cover, watch the TV because I wanted to run outside because, you know, we extra. So you want not the pot cover and running at the street and create the excitement. But I'm so anxious for him to be out.
I know you guys are, because I remember, like, you were talking about earlier stories about, like, even other projects you guys worked on and how you guys came up together. Because you guys met in that battle scene, right? We
absolutely did. Vybz Kartel and I were both from Portmore, somewhere in Jamaica called Portmore, St. Catherine. So he's from Waterford, I'm from Old Britain, so it's very close. And we just used to go out in the streets and perform live on stage, trying to get the highlights, trying to get our names out there and stuff like that. So I'm always thought about, like, you know, knowing him from before he was this famous, Vybz Kartel. We're driving a car where, you know, we don't have, you know, enough vehicles to take us to the country, and the journey is like 2-3 hours. Me there in the taxi, I say, nah, leave me. Me have to sit down and I'm lap and hook up because you want to get that, you know, your name out there. So we came a long way. It's a long journey. I tell people all the time, y'all see the glory now, but it's a story. It's a journey, you know?
So getting your name out there, I know, like, you have to, like, also get on the island, but were you guys traveling to, like, other islands within the Caribbean as well?
At that time?
Yes.
Not at that time. You travel to the island when you get a hit song.
Okay.
So Vybz Kartel got his hit song before me. So he got his big break, you know, big up to Bounty Killer, you know, the one general for dancehall. He got his big break in dancehall before I did. So you don't get to travel to the other places in the Caribbean until you get hot, which is what we call until you bust like a balloon. When you get a hot song, everybody wants to see it. That's when you start to travel the different Caribbeans. And when your song starts, you know, becoming popular within the Caribbean, then you come to foreign, what we call New York City and stuff like that. So he became famous before I did. And then my fame came from Fight Over Man.
Okay.
In 2003. That's where I got my first hit song from Baby Sham and Dave Kelly.
Okay.
Yeah.
And, like, what has that journey been like? Because I know it's been a lot, but what has that journey been like since then? Since, like, you first got your big hit, and I know, like, that was, like, the first, like, okay, that's the first step. But, like, what has it been like since then for you?
It's been hard. And for me, being an independent artist, I still feel like it's hard. It's a struggle. Speaking from 2003 and that journey is so much to talk about. But I feel like the hardest thing is getting your name out there. Getting the respect that you deserve. You know, it's a male-dominated business as well. And so I know that the struggle is 10 times as harder to get out there. But for me, I feel like what really kept me in the business is the way how I'm different. I don't like praising myself, but you know, them call me the queen of stage because of my adaptability to perform so very well on stage. I dominate any stage that I go on. I'm very lyrical. You know, I'm unique. I'm the girl with the blue hair. I just always come with something different. When I come on stage, I'm always gonna give a burst of energy. I'm gonna come with the theatrics. I'm gonna bring the ass on stage. I'm gonna come with the bike. I'm gonna come with the donkey. I'm gonna come with anything where you can find. Spice is going to give you a show, and I feel like that journey coming here is really what set me apart. I'm always just different because everybody knows, say, I see where Spice I got come with. So even in my music videos, it's always something. I'm very just creative, known as that person that's very creative, very different, always bringing something, always gonna give something for talk about, you know? I'm just that person that's gonna come with something. I feel like that's what kept me, that journey, to being here now, knowing as the queen of dancehall.
Speaking of one of your music videos, So Me Like It, one of our PAs, she loves that, and she wants to know, would you choreograph it?
If I choreograph that video?
Yes, because it's
some of it. In that video, we have a lot of talented dancers from Jamaica in that video. So they themselves will come with them style and them theatrics and them flicking and them. So some of it, but not all of it. We have real talented dancers from Jamaica, so them always like come with them A game when it comes to dancing.
Cause like I was watching the video earlier and it's insane. Cause one of the girls is on a handstand while the car's going and getting it. I'm just like, wait.
That's what we're known for. I told you we're crazy. We're known for the theatrics. So I think for that video, so I was the first female to get 100 million views on that video on YouTube.
Oh, wow.
Hardcore dancehall female to get 100 million views. Now it's more than that. But at the time when it happened, I was like, wow, they really like this video. Some like it and the song. I mean, the streaming numbers is crazy. I don't remember, but when my fans like, oh, Spice is the first female to do this and that, I'm like, wow. You know, I remember struggling to get that video out there and to get that song out to people. So for it to be like one of my biggest hit song, one of my most streamed song, you know, it feels good.
That's amazing. And also speaking of like what's going on in life, because I know you were just like on this healing journey, and I want to know like how's it been?
I still am. I'm not perfect. I haven't gotten over everything yet. I'm still working on myself.
But we see you trying. We see you battling with it. And did you think it's gonna be like this kind of hard? Because I remember like seeing you like on one of the episodes like when you had to like really think about what happened and not being able to like vocalize it.
It's the hardest thing I've ever gone through in my life. And it still is very hard for me because thinking of going on a journey where I almost lost my life and I almost died. And then people feel like, oh, if you go on this journey or this near-death experience, this is how you should be. But they're speaking from a place where they've never been on that journey and they've never been that facing a doctor telling you that it doesn't look good for you, you know, a doctor telling your family, you know, I feel like you should come and be close to her at this time because we don't know what's going to happen, and you're laying on the bed thinking that this is it. If you've never been on that road and you've never been there, you can't tell someone how they should take that, because that left me traumatized in many different ways.
Yeah.
So a lot of people just felt like how I was taking it, I shouldn't have taken it that way, but it was just very traumatizing for me. And especially at that time when I was betrayed by so many people who I gave my all to, it was just horrific, you know. But now I'm so happy I'm in a better space. I was able to overcome, and I'm able to testify of what it feels like to even be angry at God, because that's even, a lot of people was like, oh, so why are you angry at me? I wasn't just angry at my friend or my sister. I was also angry at God because I was left bewildered. I was left confused. I was left with a life where every morning I wake up, I'm in shock, like, oh my God, I made it, you know? So I was at a very, very bad place, and I'm so happy now that I am over it and able to just feel like I'm back into grace myself, which is the happy person that's always laughing, always dancing, always, you know, bubbly, and back to myself.
And I feel like that's so important for people to know, because like you're allowed to feel how you feel within that moment. And like, because I know like you're such a godly woman, because that kind of hurt is something people probably weren't understanding.
They weren't. And that's okay.
And that's okay. And that is completely okay. And that is completely okay.
Who didn't get it and understand it. It's okay. And I've grown and learned that, you know, it's also okay for someone to have their own opinion, because I also didn't understand, okay, why don't they get it?
So what was it like being this new Spice, getting back on the stage after that?
Oh, that was hard for me too. For a lot of people don't know, I went through a procedure where I had a terrible hernia experience. And it took me over a year back and forth in the hospital and doing multiple surgeries. I've had over maybe 5 surgery procedures within like even 4 months. I was in and out of it. And so my stomach wall was weak and everything. So even sometimes when I was on stage, the things that I used to do as queen of the dancehall, I couldn't do that no more. And so that made me feel like, oh my God, they know me for certain things representing the Caribbean, are they gonna look at me now and say, Lord, she done, she can't dance again, she can't do this? I'm like, I can't face them. And so that took a lot out of me because I know what they expect from Spice when I come on stage. So the fact that I wasn't able to give, it made me, very nervous. But the funny thing is, it's so important for you to plant a legacy because they already know my legacy and what I can do and what I'm capable of. I don't think they even realized that I wasn't going as hard as I used to go. And so that's why it's important to really plant a good legacy. And so when I went on stage the first time and I didn't go as hard as I used to go, and I don't, because I kick with them on them foot sometimes, I just grab them and fling them on the floor, and I wasn't doing certain things anymore. I allowed my dancers to do it. I didn't get no comment like, oh, Spice this or Spice that. I was like, okay, they don't notice. That's good. They don't realize. So,
but I think they were just also extremely happy to see you back on stage.
Yes,
and they gave
that
you
part
grace.
too.
Yeah.
That part too. Because I went through a moment in my life, even now, I only wear blue.
Mm-hmm.
And people don't get it. They don't understand
Yeah,
it.
I was going to ask about like the blue hair and all of that. So.
I only wear the color blue right now. When I came out of the hospital the first time when I turned my phone back on, my phone was so blue because I used to be known as the girl with the blue hair. So they know blue is my color, but I didn't take it like, oh, I'm going to go full blue. So, before, when I came out of the hospital, it was just blue hearts and blue everywhere. And everybody even changed their profile picture to a picture with me in blue. And I was just bawling. Like, I'm not going to say crying. Since we're talking about, I was bawling, which is just tears running. And my phone was so blue for days. Like, every scroll I scroll, people leaving blue hearts. I was like, wow. I really created a legacy and something that people take to their heart. Yeah. And I'm going to even take it more further. And I'm going full blue. And so sometimes when people say, oh my God, so she's not going to wear another color. No, I'm not going to wear another color. Blue is my color. I created this image and I'm not going to change. When KFC starts selling oxtail, that's when I'm going to stop wearing blue. But as long as KFC keeps selling chicken, I'm going to keep wearing blue. Okay.
But, let's talk about the significance of the blue hair. Why did you pick the blue hair all them years ago?
Okay, so yeah. So in Jamaica, speaking about a Queen of Dancehall title, you are... Culturally, we're known for like bright color here. Mm-hmm. We're known for like the wigs with the red and the pink and the loud color. That's what, Jamaican culture, dancehall is known for. You dress up in your wig and your short shorts, your body rider, your mesh marina, your stocking, and you come out all with a beer in your hand and you just have an attitude for your face where from you see me, you're supposed to know, say, yeah, Jamaica I come from. So growing up, I'm a past student of the St. Catherine High School. We also used to wear blue, and my crest also is blue. So my color was always blue. They give you different house colors to run for as well in track and field, so you get to represent a color house in school. So I was in blue house. I was a blue crest girl, and I was also from St. Catherine High School, which is my uniform is blue. So when I entered into the dancehall area, seeing everybody in different color here, I was like, oh, I should try to wear my color and represent blue. And I started that. I'm talking about, I started from 1999. I want people to be very clear that I'm talking about
years.
25 years ago. And I just trended into it where I became known as that girl with the blue hair. So thinking about being poor with nothing, you hardly could even find that color blue, and I used to put a little piece of blue because I can't afford it, to put right here. And now that I can, that I made it to where I can, I'm not gonna stop. This is something that, it's coming with me 25 years. So that's just where it started for me. I created that trend, and, I'm not gonna dash it to like me, boss it.
Okay, so another thing, I was like watching an interview and you were talking about like, your daughter, she does not know Spice.
Yeah, she know now.
She know now. Okay, so what was that? Cause I remember you were just like kind of hesitant about being ready to have that conversation with her. What was that like?
So, for the people who don't know, I do have two kids, my son and my daughter. And both of them, they didn't know who I was as Spice. Because going back to the blue hair, my fans, I call them my besties. They know the difference when they see me in black hair. They call me Grace. Because on social media, I create that space so that they can realize that Spice is just a persona that I created. When I go on stage and I get the microphone and I metamorphosize into this persona, this character, when I come off stage, I go back to being a normal person just like you and anyone else. So I always tell them that, listen, Grace Hamilton is different from Spice. And I show them that I'm a mother at home. I have my 2 kids. I don't expect that when you see me out with my daughter, you're going to come and say, yes, that's how me like it. I start saying the most explicit things. Because when I'm home as a mother, I don't play my explicit songs around my kids. I don't show them that person. They're not allowed to watch certain things or do certain things. I'm a mom. I'm a mother. You know, I'm not Spice at home with my kids. And so I give them that space so they can understand, so they know the difference. So my kids didn't know that Spice person because I'm not showing that to them at home. So they went to school and kids.
It's always kids.
Was like, it's always kids. It's always kids. I'm telling you. And kids was like, Spice, Spice, Spice. So my daughter is like, what are they talking about, Mom? And I'm like, no, it's okay. And they keep coming up and they're like, oh my God, Spice is your mother? And she was like, Mom, what's going on? And they were the one who told her that your mother is this, your mother is that, you don't know that, da, da, da. Let me show you. Da, da, da. Yeah. And then she came home with all the questions, and that's how my kids found out who I was as an artist.
Oh, wow.
Yep.
But were you prepared for that conversation?
No, I was not. And my daughter's 13 years old now. I still have not had that conversation with her to really sit down and say to her that, you know, Nicola Toy, the person you know at home as Grace, that has all these rules, you know, there's this other person that you don't know, and break it down. And I have not had that conversation yet, but she knows that I'm Spice.
I'm gonna ask. So I know you took them on tour with you recently. So what was that like?
So recently, I've been traveling with them when I have performances. They do not come to
the actual show.
Right.
Okay.
My son, his first appearance to one of my actual shows was when I was getting crowned as the Queen of Dancehall, I think 2 years ago. He is about to be 17 now, so it's a little bit different for him. And he still have boundaries. And he's like, I'm big now, I'm a big man. And I'm like, no, you're not. But he has a little more leverage than my daughter.
So you have an album coming out, Mirror. So, and it's touching on a lot of things, from like your health issues to colorism to betrayal and treating and all that. So let's dive into, because it's a lot. So let's dive into, because like you're giving an authentic look as to what's been happening to you the past couple of years, right?
Yeah. It's a lot.
Yeah.
So I decided to call the album Mirror 25 because, you know, like we spoke about, it's been 25 years since I've been in the business, and I'm at a place right now where I've been making a lot of reflection. And when I look into the mirror, I look at my past and I'm like, okay, I'm here now as Spice, the Queen of Dancehall. But I kind of reflect on so many things that I've overcame. And I also think about, okay, where do I go from here? So I think about myself as well in the future. So there's the song on it, and it's called 2085. I kind of time travel. And I'm like, what is it going to be like 40 years from now, you know? And so I call the song 2085. And then I basically spill the tea, not on people, but on myself. I basically it's like an open diary. I spoke about everything that I've been through, kind of sum it up within the 25 years where, you know, I've been cheated on. My friends betrayed me. Talk about my friend having sex with my partner. You know, I talk about my kids' father not being there for them. And me being a single mom, have to take care of them for all their lives. Like, I really just spill everything on that song. So it's called 2085 T. So the T is not on anyone else, it's on myself. So I'm just being vulnerable to my fans. Because like I said, you know, it's like my diary and it's my reflection. So I have to include my journey, and I'm going to be truthful on what I've been through.
Ooh, you think they're ready?
I think they're ready for the tea. It's hot.
That's all right.
And Busta Rhymes, the song with me and Busta Rhymes, that's been doing extremely well. I mean, that's called Round Round. You know, Busta Rhymes, you have Caribbean heritage as well. I always I represent for the Jamaica. That's the boss man, so big up Busta Rhymes himself. You know,
That's
so
like it's rap so fast.
I know. I think he kind of let him look a Jamaican lingua into Round Round, and I was so appreciative of that. I enjoy hearing him, you know, represent for Jamaica and the Caribbean. So Round Round, big up Busta Rhymes. That's also one of my favorites on the album as well.
Let's talk about when you found out you got that Grammy nomination.
Yes.
What did that feel like? Because I know that was like a dream for you for years.
Yeah.
What did that feel like in that moment?
My mom was there and she was crying. And I remember just kind of wiping her tears. I said, "Don't cry, Mom. We made it." And that felt great. And when I say that felt great, it felt great. I don't like talking about my past because I've been through so much. I really came from humble beginnings. No food, I know what that feels like. No shoes and walking without it, I know what that feels like. Coming from somewhere where my siblings and I, we used to sleep on one bed in Jamaica, 5 of us, and we call it head and tail because there's not enough space on the bed, so we have to sit opposite so we can at least have space to sleep. So my father died when I was 9 years old, and he's the one that, you know, gave me the opportunity to be in music, and I always promised that I would be who I am today. So the fact that my mom is here to live through it and witness just the accomplishment, that felt like mission accomplished to me. It was a very great moment for me and my family.
Talk about, was it Black Hypocrisy? Because I remember when you deleted all of your Instagram and you
that
posted...
face ain't white.
You posted that picture, and I have this old coworker, her name's Renessa, she loves you to death. And when she saw that, she's Jamaican, it was a lot of pets for me, I don't know if it is. What is it?
Oh my God. So I tell you about, you know, being in the business for 25 years and being creative. Mm-hmm. There were moments at that time when I did Black Hypocrisy where people was just trending for bleaching their skin in Jamaica. And it was like the hot thing. It was like just trending where dark-skinned women would literally get products and put on their skin and tear tear. I don't even like talk about it, but they will literally be stripping
the skin,
the melanin off to get a lighter skin. And I remember one comment on my Instagram where the girl said, and she was my complexion, and she said, "I can't believe Spice is so hot and she's making so much money and she's still dark skinned. Like, oh, should I buy bleach and bleach up our skin and tone up our thing?" Tone up our thing meaning become hotter or hyper, because in society they make it seem like you have to have a certain complexion to be able to make it big. In the music industry as well. And so just reminded myself that I have a daughter and the precedents and the things that I want to set and the example. I wanted to remind her so bad that Black is beautiful. I wanted to stop that trend so bad. And I don't know how my little brain thought about using makeup to make it appear that I had bleached, to create that shock so that I could have their attention, because my question I wanted to ask was, do I need to look like this for you to accept me, or for you to feel like I'm better than, or I'm reach a certain level? And so I remember doing that makeup on my skin, which took me about 6 hours, as a way to kind of get everyone's undivided attention so I could get my message across. And that's really what that was. It was my way of protesting. It was my way of creating that shock. It was my way of coming out and say, hey world, stop. Let us talk about colorism, because it's plaguing our community and you guys are really just literally pushing it under the rug. And I feel like when I did that campaign and it created a lot of conversations. It created a room for people to be more open and more vulnerable and to talk about it, because people didn't want to talk about it. People didn't want to talk about the state that people is, not only in a Jamaica, people just naturally just change them skin and lighten them complexion. Even the celebrities was doing it. So other people who look up to them felt like they had to do it too, because if the celebrity them do it to become famous in Hollywood, then the fans are going to feel like you have to look a Eurocentric way for people to consider you beautiful. And so when I opened that conversation, I was so proud of the conversation. The girl that actually made that comment, I used her exact sentence in the song, because her sentence was, she said, me black till me shine, till me look dirty. And I remember it so vividly. And she remembered making that comment. And she couldn't stop crying when I did it. And I did the song. And she came back and she said, I heard that line. Those words were my words. I remember it. I'm so sorry, Spice. I apologize to you. And it opened a big conversation within the community. And a lot of people actually stopped bleaching when I did Black Hypocrisy, because they did receive that message. And I'm elated over it.
Then wasn't your aunt one of them that stopped? Was it your aunt?
Yes,
that stopped bleaching as well?
Yeah. My dancer, one of my dancers at the time, she had stopped too. So it was well received.
I love that. No, I really do. Because I also heard you talk about, like, you dealt more with colorism than racism throughout your life.
I did. Absolutely. And, speaking about colorism and racism, it's good that we're talking about it, because I feel like people need to know the difference. So colorism is when you're experiencing people belittling you within your own race. And that happens a lot for me. It's always black on black, where, black people are fight against each other, tear down each other. It's always in the comment section, a black woman is making the worst remarks against another black woman. If you literally take the time out and look at the comment section, sometimes when a black woman is posted and you go on the page of the people that's tearing down that person, it's like coming from a black person. So it's like, for me, it's like, come on, when is this going to stop? And so that's colorism, when people literally speak down on you because you're a darker tone complexion within the community. Racism is race against race. I, for one, receive a lot of colorism more than even racism. Sometimes I go out in the world, and when I perform for my Caucasian fans, the way how they come up with love and embrace the culture and want me to teach them the culture is mind-blowing. When I travel the world. So I have to speak on what I know. I just get a lot of fight from people within the black community.
Oh, I know. You were just in Canada. Freezing cold. Freezing cold.
Yes.
What is Canada like for a woman from Jamaica?
Canada is amazing. I mean, I recently also headlined the LGBTQ concerts in Canada, which I also got backlash from my community for, but I love Canada. It was sold out. We blocked the streets in Canada for that concert, and it was amazing. They came out in the cold, and we were partying for hours, and that's a very memorable moment for me, because going to Canada to headline and blocking the streets, let's talk about it. That major, it big. I don't care what nobody wants to say.
That
Spice,
is major.
Yeah, it's major. I think they're used to me. They just provoke me sometimes because they know I'm very open and vocal when it comes down to certain topics. They know how I love my fans. And I get a lot of support from my fans from the LGBTQ community because of how I love and embrace them so much openly. And from Jamaica, they act as if it's not something that, we should love on. And culturally, that's just what it is from certain people. But I love all of my fans. It doesn't matter, their sexual preferences. So I openly talk about that all the time, and they know it. So it's just what it is.
And you've been in Love and Hip Hop for a couple of years now. How has that experience been for you?
It's been hard for me, and it's been hard because being on Love and Hip Hop, I feel like a lot of the girls, they're very fake. They cap a lot. I tell them, I say, when the cameras turn on, they're like a whole different person, and I don't know how to do that. I'm just gonna always be myself. And so sometimes I'm on there and I'm like, oh, wait, what's happening? Because I know that person personally, and I know that that's not her on camera. So that's been hard. That's been hard for me. But I mean, a lot of times when I see people say, oh, this is not real or what, it is real for me because I don't do nothing scripted. So for me, love and hip hop, when you see it, you know, it's my real life. It's my world. It's who I am. I can't fake. I can't pretend. So I'm just always going to be myself. Even when people try to say, oh, try to do this better because you're on TV. I don't know how to do that. I just know how to be Spice. So I'm always going to be myself. And that's what it is. But some of it is fun. I do have real friends, so I'm not only going to talk about the bad.
Yes.
You do have real people there as well. You know, Rashida has been genuine through my healing journey. Rashida and Kirk always encouraging me and stuff. And Shekinah has always called me every day, even though she's annoying, because she's the annoying friend that I have from Atlanta. But, you know, I do have good friends that comes with it as well as the bad ones.
And before we wrap up, I want you to talk about your foundation, because I think it's like really important what you do for a lot of the kids.
Absolutely. So I have a foundation called the Grace Hamilton Women Empowerment Foundation. It was built to enrich women through entrepreneurship and education. The last year that I went there, I gave away 5 million Jamaican dollars. We basically used that to buy vouchers to give back to kids for school. Growing up, as I shared with you before, I came from humble beginnings, so I did not have any book when I was going to school. I didn't have any, supplies. And so I want to make sure that now that I'm in a place where I can provide, that I look back and give kids that are, not able to have the opportunity that most have, that they have books and stuff for school. So we specifically target, the kids for back to school, and I'm always just purchasing vouchers for that foundation. And so that's just what the foundation is about, to enrich women. And we do it through education and entrepreneurship as well. But I love to focus on education because I just feel like that's just the root of getting a better generation to come out of Jamaica.
And if anyone wants to help, how do they donate and all that?
So it's Grace CEO Hamilton for the email if they want to reach out and be a part of it, which every year we welcome people. We don't take physical supplies. We mostly do vouchers, so you can purchase a voucher for a child, because the children that comes out there are all ages that need help. And so we don't want people to give us a bag and then we have to specifically find a child for that age bag or something like that. So I just always buy vouchers so that they can purchase what they want for school, because there's so many different grades for school.
I love it.
Thank you so much, and thank you so much for having me.
Thank you. The album is
The album is out, Mirror 25. I'm celebrating 25 years. It's been a long journey, but I'm super excited, and I give all the praises to God for just taking me on this journey. I'm so excited. I give him all the praise. It's just because of him why I'm still here.
I'm excited for you.
Thank you.
Fingers crossed for another Grammy nom.
Yes.
This time a win.
I know that's right.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. It was a pleasure.